両チームはねかなり見慣れているところもあるんですが、はい、このアマチュア戦予告となっております。第1マッチスカーズ対
かなり IJL ですね。
そうですね。
というか他がいらないという考え方なんですよね、結構そもそも。
どうでしょう、フラバル墓守終えちゃうじゃないですか。
It is going to be the FAV Hunter going against SZ Survivors. He's already making his way towards the shack. It is going to be Hullabaloo on Leo's memory. It looks like he has found the psychologist and will be going after her. Hasn't been able to land any bombs. She will be transitioning to the window to get a vault. We have a clone there waiting for the psychologist, but was not able to land any balls onto the psychologist. Amazing job in just avoiding all these attacks by this Hunter. Hunter will be changing targets. It looks like he will be going towards Soar, who is the Seer. Seer already being communicated that the Hunter will be leaving. He is already making his way towards a better kiting area. He is making his way towards the edge of the map. Was able to get a black ball onto the Seer with the clone. Seer will be throwing down these pallets and trying to get more distance away from this Hunter, trying to make it to that window, and will be able to make it to that window. The Hunter is following close behind, was able to throw down that pallet and not get any more hits onto the Survivor. He does need to still land a white ball and a red ball, so the Seer has to be very careful. Was able to utilize his clone, and getting a white ball onto the Seer. Seer will be using his owl right away as he transitions to this pallet. Will not be throwing down that pallet, but he still has 2 pallets to work with. The hour has expired and he will be going down to a red. It has to be very careful. Will be throwing down that pallet, has a clone there ready. Was able to get the hit. Will be to get that red ball onto the Seer right away. Will be jumping right across those obstacles and will be able to get a pallet stun onto the Hunter. Amazing job on the side of the Seer. Great patience. Meanwhile, the Cypher machines are working with great progress. Already have the female dancer completed hers. Gravekeeper has completed his. The Hunter is still trying to get this down onto the Seer, but just needs to get a black bomb onto the Seer. He already has the red bomb and white bomb. Seer is just trying to dodge this at the best of his ability. Second owl to be able to avoid that black ball. Hunter will most likely not be. He will be using his black ball, but now he has to land 2 more balls onto the Seer. But the clone was able to land a ball along with the main body. He was kind of trapped here. Amazing utilization of that clone. He was kind of staying behind at the double walls, and it was in a line, so it was very easy for the Hunter to just set up clones. We do see the psychologist already coming for the save. 3 Cypher machines have been completed. The 3rd and 4th Cypher machine, 52 and 41, is looking quite good. An immediate hit onto the Seer as he was getting saved, but he does have Tide Turner. Hunter trying to get some additional hits onto this psychologist, but psychologist was able to avoid the hits. Seer will be transitioning into the factory where there's a lot of slow music boxes left by the female dancer, and he will be going down outside of the factory. This will be his 2nd chair, and the Survivors are just looking really strong right now. The Cypher machines at 80 and 83%, so it does look like the Cypher machines will be primed by the time a Survivor comes, but Hunter has decided to use teleport and transition and go right towards this Survivor. It is the psychologist, however. She does have that self-heal, so he will have to down her twice before getting her. He just needs to land the white ball onto the psychologist. Psychologist just doing a very good job staying in the areas that are safe. She is staying in the black area where the Hunter cannot get a hit onto her. Faulty, unable to land that white ball onto the psychologist. Another red ball. She did fall. It is the white ball, but is not able to get the down to the psychologist. Just amazing job. Will finally be downing the psychologist. However, the Seer has already been saved. The last Cypher machine is this area at 86. It does look like the Survivors are starting up a new Cypher machine. Hunter already going and trying to pressure other Cypher machines. And it does look like the Gravekeeper is already making his way towards the psychologist. The Gravekeeper also does have Tide Turner, so that does mean the Survivors can save and leave this area where the last Cypher machine is. We do see the female dancer is setting up some slow boxes here. Hunter is going for this. Gravekeeper instead got the female dancer got the save onto the psychologist and is able to escape once again. Hunter will be breaking these slow boxes and regaining his movement speed. Will be going back towards the Gravekeeper was not able to land a single hit on this Gravekeeper quite yet. Oh, 2 balls on the Gravekeeper and finally damaging this Gravekeeper. He has to be very careful. Another black ball landed on the Gravekeeper. He is staying alive and well for now. Will be using his shovel and going and hiding behind these pallets. Hunter will be changing targets back on Sora. Sora has been working on that Cypher machine at 57%, but the last Cypher machine has now been primed. So it looks like Seer will be getting the red ball and the black ball. Has to be careful. He can't actually get the white ball. He did get the white ball. Cypher machines have been popped, trying to down the survivor once again. He does have detention and he will be going down for the 3rd and final time. Survivor scrambling to make it to the exit gates. We do see Koyaki already making his way towards working on that exit gate, but Hunter has already chaired and eliminated the Seer, and he is already making his way towards that exit gate where he will be running into the Gravekeeper. The opposite exit gate, however, is being worked on. We do have 2 survivors here, so it is looking like a very strong 2-man escape. Hunter will be teleporting and leaving this Gravekeeper as he is in shovel form and trying to delay the survivors from opening up that exit gate. He has run into the psychologist, downing her right away. It looks like the female dancer is making her way towards the opposite side of the gate, and the Gravekeeper is opening that gate, and it is at 80-90%. It looks like it will be open, and it is a 2-man escape. GNK hasn't quite made her way to this gate, but she has finally made it to the gate. She did also have crows, but it didn't really matter at that point.
まずは引き分け
が多分今の環境の試合になると思うんですよね。そのことを考え
市内の出場がどちらかっていう感じですかね。
結構そうなりそうですよね。
星側が
そうなんですよね。あとそういった攻撃硬直みたいなもの
になりそうです。
はい。
はい。空軍が今回は番宣でどうなるか。
It is going to be the SC Hunter going against FAV survivors. It will be the Hullabaloo once again on Leo's memory. It does look like he has caught sight of Apai, who is the fire investigator, but he will not be chasing him and will be going for a different survivor. It does look like he is looking for Felix, has seen the blood trails, and will be going after the survivor at this time. She's already made her way up to the 2nd story of this building. Hunter will be catching up to her incredibly close. She will be able to make that ball, but landing 2 balls on her right away. The red ball and the white ball. She has to be very careful not to get a black ball. Will be using the stun gun right away and transitioning back inside of this building and gaining some distance on this Hunter. He also does have peepers, so he doesn't have excitement, so he can't recover right away. She will be able to throw down that pallet and maintain this safe distance. Hunter will be having to break this pallet and continue to chase her around this building as she is making her way to vault this window once again. Hunter does predict that she will be making the vault, but was not able to get the black ball on the survivor. Will be able to land the black ball in this open area. Wonderful job on the prediction on the side of this Hunter. It looks like she will be trying to buy more time on this pallet. Hunter has thrown down a keeper, so it will slow down her movement speed quite a lot, but trying to play some mind games on this pallet. Another red ball, white ball, black ball right away and downing her. Cypher machines at 90%, 70%, and 59%. This will be the first share for this coordinator. However, she already utilized her item and she has tie turner, so the only helpful trait that the survivor has for rebound kite is the knee-jerk reflex, and so it's going to be quite challenging for this survivor. It does look like we have another survivor already making his way. It is Dakcho, it is the mercenary, and he is making his way to get the save before half. Was already able to land all 3 balls onto the survivor, getting another red ball and black ball. Oh my goodness, and he has been down, but he does have that delayed effect, so he was able to make a save with tie turner onto the coordinator. Coordinator getting it down right away. Oh my goodness, Burio is just doing such an amazing job downing these survivors. A double down for the side of this Hunter. It's starting to look very good. 2 Cypher machines have been completed. third cipher machine will be completed very shortly. 2 whole cipher machines to work with, but this is the second chair for the coordinator, so it's not completely over yet. We did get the save before half. We already have the fire investigator on his way and making his way to the chair, getting the early save with tight turner, I believe. Yes, he also had tight turner, so he was able to get that save. Oh my goodness, 2 balls on this coordinator once again, downing her right away. Oh my goodness, as she tries to transition away for a more optimal area to go down and be eliminated right away. This hunter is going to be chairing this coordinator and eliminating this survivor very early on in this game. Well, early on compared to the last game, but it does look like he will be moving away. We do see that the fourth cipher machine is finally being worked on at 40%, and the hunter is going and looking for his next target. It does look like the survivors haven't quite started the fifth cipher machine. The fourth cipher machine, however, is getting a lot of progress, and it does look like the hunter will be chasing Narusu and trying to get down on this survivor. However, it is the puppeteer, so he will be able to use his abilities, and he already has 2 bombs onto the survivor. Let's be very careful. We'll be getting that hit with the puppeteers. It is able to bolt that window and was able to avoid any more further injury, but only 1 black ball and he will be getting hurt, injured. Down, so we'll be getting that hit on him right away. Will it be getting an additional black and white ball? And he has to be careful not to get that red ball. Just doing a very good job avoiding hits for now, but he is already at 75% injury, so he won't be able to use his ability for eating any more hits. Will be going down right away. It does look like the survivors have already started 2 additional cipher machines. Seeing that this corner cipher machine may not be a very good place, Hunter will be teleporting right away to one of the cipher machines. Has not been able to spot out the survivor. Looks like he's making his way right back to the chair and putting a lot of clones in this area. As the puppeteer is still on this chair, don't see any survivors. Oh, it does. Okay, it looks like the mercenary is waiting on the second story of the arms factory building and defeating Tinnitus, but not actually going for that save. He is at 75% injury as well, so it's almost impossible for him to get this save. 4 cipher machines, however, have been completed, and the last cipher machine, we have one at 58 and 65. Oh, jumping right away to the second story. As he's trying to get away, he will be getting, not getting any bombs quite yet, getting the black bomb and white bomb right away, red bomb right away, downing the survivor right away. There is the fire investigator was able to get the save off onto the puppeteer, so it isn't quite over yet. The only survivor able to come for the save will be the fire investigator, and as we can see, Narusu is continuing to work on that corner cipher machine and trying to prime up that cipher machine as Appai tries to make a backdoor save, going around the side of the map, not to be seen by the hunter. Hunter just going to the last cipher machine and trying to down the survivor once again. He does have his ability that he can use to eat a additional hit, so he just has to be able to last a little longer, but he will be eliminated if he's chaired, so he can't go down anytime soon. Is in his puppeteer form and will be able to make that fall, but only 1 black ball and he will be going down. Hunter just trying to adjust his area. All will be getting the talent to the puppeteer. This is the last chair for the puppeteer since he was saved after half, so now the survivors are just scrambling to prime up that 1 cipher machine. Doctor was trying to make it to the corner cipher machine, but was spotted out by the hunter right away, and the hunter will be going for Doctor at this time. We do see the cipher machine is almost primed by the fire investigator. He just needs to wait a little bit, and the cipher machines have been primed. He will be taking this hit here, and the ciphers have been caught, but already a red ball, white ball, and downing him right away. This is looking like a 3-man elimination for the side of SZ Hunter. In the first half, there was a 2-man escape, so in this half, as long as he gets 3-man escape, they will be winning this round, but it doesn't look like the hunter plans on being satisfied with this 3-man escape. He is looking for Appai at this time. He has already found the blood trails of this fire investigator, blocking the doorway so the hunter can't go out. He will be using his charge attack to get rid of that ball right away, as the mercenary is also trying to heal up. Appai trying to stay alive as long as possible, was able to land that white ball, and get the injury onto the survivor. He does not have, let's see, he does not have detention. Blocking the doorway once again, and the hunter is just making his way towards the survivor. Oh yeah, he does not have detention. That's why the mercenary didn't go down right away. Yeah, we'll be able to down the survivor right away, but the mercenary has been able to get back up. But he's really running out of options here. He's at half health. The hunter is just doing a very amazing job going around this entire map. He's not choosing to chair this survivor, so he is going to go for the slugging method, and he's going to try and down this mercenary once more. If he downs this mercenary once more, the mercenary won't be able to get up, and then he just needs to down the fire investigator once again. However, he's still having a hard time trying to identify the location of this mercenary, so it's a little challenging, but he is able to move around this map quite freely with his ability, the dashes and the jumps. So it does look like Appai will slowly be, looks like she's going to be picking up Appai once again. The mercenary is opening up that exit gate. Hunter has not been able, he was able to struggle free, so Appai is up and running again. Hunter has to down the survivor once again. He was able to get that white ball, black ball, and the red ball right away, and downing him once again. The exit gate is open. That one struggle really saved this mercenary, and he was able to escape, and that's a 3-man elimination on the side of SZ Hunter.
の差をつけてこのラウンド1はスカーズが獲得していきます。はい。からだんだんこうアイビーに寄せながらっていうようなチキンの戦略でもあります。はい。エリア選択これで完結となったでしょうか。さあそれではラウンド2。
It is the FAV Hunter going against SZ survivors. It will be Ivy on Ever Sleeping Town, already sending her ghost towards the middle of the map. Will not be going after that mercenary and will be finding GNK here. It does look like she will be committing onto this survivor. Did get the 40% scare onto the survivor with the ghost, and the main body is also catching up to the survivor. Will be infecting the survivor, getting an additional 60% corruption onto the survivor. He will be going to this corner, utilizing these 2 pallets in this area. However, there isn't much areas to go after this. Will be getting 100% corruption, and will be taking his first hit, and will be transitioning away. Will be having a little pause over here, and will be resuming right now. Does look like he was able to make it to this next pallet here. The ghost still on the survivor, getting that additional 40% corruptions once again with that ghost scare. The main body is going towards that ghost. Will be leeching the mercenary in the middle of this map while on his way towards downing this embalmer. Embalmer making his rounds around this building. Hunter is seeing where this embalmer is with the ghost and will not be going around, and will be meeting him on the other side. Will be able to get more corruption and down him once again. The survivor does have a coffin to work with, so it could be used, making sure that the other survivors don't have to come for this rescue. However, the hunter is bringing the survivor closer to this coffin, so the survivors may not want to use that coffin and will not be using that coffin. And on top of that, the mercenary is already in the middle of the map, so getting a save would be better. While he does this, the hunter will be making sure that to send the ghost and try to stop people that come closer to the chair. In this case, it is the mercenary, and it does look like he was able to avoid that scare, and he will be trying to get this save. Will be taking the normal hit and getting the save off onto the embalmer. Embalmer going to the opposite corner of this map, as far away from his coffin, because if he does go down in the second time, he does have to use his coffin and resurrect. The ghost will still be staying nearby that second story middle map area while the main body goes after this survivor. If he does end up using his wonderful flywheel to make it to the blink down right away, nice and fast down on the side of the hunter. Hunter will be bringing this survivor back onto the chair. He will most likely use his coffin, but the hunter's ghost is in this area, so that means the hunter ghost can just wait at the coffin, infect him, and teleport on him right away. So Embalmer isn't the best survivor to go against this hunter, but if you're thinking about trying to get free saves, yes, he is very useful. We'll be getting that infection onto the Embalmer, and he will be moving on and trying to kite inside of Graveyard, but unfortunately will be taking the hit right away. He does have that mini tide turner effect from his coffin ability, but he will be going down very shortly. It does look like he was trying to die in the dungeon as far away, bringing the hunter as far away from the survivors and the cipher machines, but it does look like we will have 2 cipher machines complete, 3rd cipher machine almost complete. Cipher progress is looking very good. This has the first survivor that has been returned to the manor. The ghost is going for Cat next. Cat is the acrobat. He does have the balls to utilize to get lots of distance from the survivor. Hunter changing targets. Her ghost is going after the mercenary, and the main body is still on this acrobat. Acrobat using his balls to get out of this corner. Mercenary able to finish that middle cipher machine, last cipher machine at 74%. The ghost is going towards this cipher machine. She does need to try and stop the cipher machine from being primed, and it does look like the ghost is going towards the graveyard where the painter is currently working on that new cipher machine, and it looks like she will be leaving that cipher machine. Meanwhile, the main body continuously pursues this acrobat. Acrobat doing a very good job, not getting any injury on himself, and the hunter will be infecting this acrobat and teleporting to him, getting the 100% corruption and getting the first hit finally on the acrobat. Acrobat will be going around this building, utilizing that area, and the hunter will be teleporting to the graveyard, making sure that that cipher machine is not being worked on. The ghost is on the mercenary, and the ghost has been recalled to the graveyard. Meanwhile, the body is going towards the 2nd story building where we do see mercenary is, and will be dropping down, and the hunter will be following this mercenary. The ghost is still nearby. The painter will be infecting the painter once again, and the main body is still going towards the painter while the ghost is going to go towards Cat's cipher machine. Cipher machines, all 3 cipher machines, all 3 last cipher machines are being worked with, and this is something survivors do have to do against an Ivy because she can go and teleport between cipher machines incredibly well, so they just have to prime up all the cipher machines, similar to what used to be done to counter the Dream Witch. And it does look like the main body is back on Cat while the ghost is going back towards the graveyard. Cat will be using his ball to create some distance and make sure that he doesn't go down, but will be taking a hit while trying to throw down that pallet, and the ghost will be going closer to the painter. We do have the tram almost hit the hunter, so she hasn't picked up this survivor quite yet, and the oh my goodness, he's hiding underneath the tram so that he can't get picked up. So the hunter, not wanting to waste any time, she will be leaving for the time being, recalling the ghost to one of the cipher machines, and the main body would be going towards the painter, and the painter will finally take a hit. Cipher machines at 87, 79, and 44%. They just need to prime up one of the cipher machines. Hunter has infected the mercenary, and the tram has finally left, so the hunter can chair this acrobat for the first time. Ghost is going towards the middle and back towards graveyard. Cipher machine is already at 90%, so it does look like it will be primed. Mercenary taking, Mercenary did not take a hit, was able to avoid that hit and get the save off onto the, will be taking a hit now. However, the cipher machines are primed, so this won't be much of a problem for the survivors. Mercenary is still being chased by this hunter, going towards the corner house of this map, trying to stay away from this hunter. At this pallet, survivors are waiting for this cipher machine to be popped at the most optimal time. It looks like the hunter is still going after this survivor. However, she is already positioning her ghost towards the opposite exit gate so that the survivors can't work on it. She will be hitting the mercenary and cipher machines will be popped. We have 2 healthy survivors and mercenary at half health, but this isn't a problem since the hunter does have detention. Will be infecting the painter, but the painter is still far off from that exit gate, so it won't be too much trouble for the side of the survivors quite yet. You want to make sure that if you do get an infection, it's not anywhere near the exit gates, because then you can't work on the exit gates and it will be extremely troublesome for the side of the survivors. Chikin is a very good IV hunter that is able to down all 3 survivors end game with an IV and her utilizing her ability to teleport back and forth. But the survivors are not even touching these exit gates. They can just wait till detention runs out because they have 2 fully healthy survivors. It looks like Chikin will be going towards the... wasn't able to see, but she is waiting around near the mercenary. She will be making her way towards corner house. It does look like she wants to down this mercenary. Mercenary was able to heal up, and he was unfortunately vaulted right down into the hunter. Hunter uses blink and closes the distance, getting the hit onto the mercenary right away. The ghost is still waiting at the opposite side of the gate, and the main body is going to leave this mercenary and make sure that both gates are being guarded. Survivors are not going anywhere close to this gate. In this instance, it is better for survivors to wait until the detention is completely out, because then they can actually take some hits while opening that gate. Hunter will be teleporting right away to this painter. Painter using his painting to stun this hunter and transition into graveyard, and if he is chased, he will be able to kite and utilize the obstacles in that area. The ghost is being sent back to the opposite exit gate where Cat is close by. The mercenary has been healing himself. He is at 79%, 93%, and the ghost is going towards Cat once again. Cat has finally touched the cipher exit gate, and the hunter has infected this acrobat right away and moving the ghost towards the mercenary. And we do see Soar is going towards mercenary and has healed him, so the mercenary doesn't have to utilize his self-heal. Since Ivy has such good map pressure and teleportation map movement, you don't want to make survivors utilize their self-heals if possible, because if a survivor goes down and there's no survivors nearby, then the hunter can just chase the remainder 2 survivors without even have to worry about the 3rd survivor. That's why they want to make sure that the survivors' self-heals are still there. Will be infecting the painter, and the painter will be leaving. So the hunter did wait to recall the ghost and then go to the teleport to the painter, so he wasn't able to get that teleportation corruption that the hunter gets and down the survivor. Painter is still in this area. Hunter has infected the acrobat, was able to get 100% corruption and hit him, but detention is over, so he is still alive and running around, and this is looking incredibly dangerous for the side of the hunter. It does look like the tablets in the opposite exit gate has been taken down by Takoyaki. Soar is working on that last exit gate. It is at 70%. Hunter will be infecting this painter and teleporting to the painting, but it did take a little time because she had to recall her ghost in order to camp the opposite exit gate. She will be going after Soar at this time, and if the mercenary does end up finishing that 73% exit gate, the hunter will know because the corruption will start to be increased. And it does look like the survivor was able to open up this exit gate, and the hunter did blink hit, but it is mercenary. He gets delayed damage, so he will be using his elbow pad and will be able to leave right away, followed by the painter and the dungeon escape by the acrobat. Just amazing communication on the side of the survivors.
動きがありそうな気がするんですよね。
まあそうですよね。はい。か
It is the SZ Hunter going against FAV Survivors. It will be the opera singer on Ever Sleeping Town. She's already making her way towards the middle of the map. She has seen the blood trails of a survivor. Will be returning to her remnant and trying to catch the priestess on the other side. However, priestess will return back into her portal and she will be throwing down these pallets right away. What survivors usually do against opera singer is they preemptively throw down these pallets ahead of time because it's very hard to stun the hunter. So instead of trying to mind game the hunter like they usually do to much slower hunters, they will just throw down and create a safe distance between the hunter, utilizing the portal to enter back into this graveyard area. She was able to make that vault, and there are a lot of pallets to work with, so it may be hard to down this survivor at this moment. Will be throwing down that pallet, but wonderful assist by the Seer's Owl. She was able to avoid getting damaged. Will be making her way around the outside of the graveyard. Will be also throwing down that pallet. Hunter will be following and breaking this pallet right away. She does break pallets quite quickly. Will be returning to her remnant and trying to catch this survivor up in these areas away from these pallets. She will be taking the first hit. Finally, Hunter using warp and teleporting right away, but it was a little short and the survivor was able to leave the graveyard completely, utilizing another portal to go back into the middle of the map. She has thrown down these pallets once again. Hunter will just be breaking them. Wonderful stun by Narusu. We have a little assist from the forward. Hunter will not be paying attention to this forward, however, and she will continue to pursue this priestess. This priestess is making rounds on this map. She started at the graveyard, now she's on the complete other corner of this map. She's kind of open here in the yeah, she will be taking a hit here. There wasn't any obstacles that she could work with. She doesn't have any portals left, and so this will be the first down for the priestess. We do see that two cipher machines have been completed by the Seer and our airplanist. We see the third cipher machine is almost completed at 89%. Hunter is already on to this new survivor who was in this area working on this pallet. It is Appai. Appai is the airplanist. Doesn't look like he's gonna go close to the chair quite yet because they want to buy as much time as possible and allow these survivors to decode. Will be using his jetpack to make it right next to the chair. Will be eating a normal hit and getting the save off onto the priestess with Tide Turner before half, and the hunter is right back on this priestess. Priestess will not be able to do much and will be taking a hit. However, she finally has another portal to work with, and she is dying as far away as possible from that cipher machine so that they can get some more progress or so. And as you can see, Appai is working on that cipher machine once again. The fourth cipher machine at 65% and the fifth cipher machine at 45%. Hunter is trying to bring her closer to that cipher machine so that she can put more pressure and try to deter this cipher machine from being decoded. Hunter will be making her way towards that cipher machine right away. Appai is at half health, so he has to be very careful not to go down, but he does have two jetpacks to work with and also the upper propel. And it looks like Narusu is already in this area getting ready for the save. Uses a wonderful stun in this very crowded narrow area. Will be taking the normal hit and getting the save off onto the priestess, and another wonderful stun by this forward, allowing the priestess to transition and actually utilize her portals. Hunter has just left the priestess knowing that she will have a portal to work with, and she is back to try and deter this cipher machine from being primed. Another fifth cipher machine, final cipher machine is being worked on, but it's only at 5% and he will be taking the hit and will be going down. Hunter going back to her remnant and trying to stop this Seer from decoding that cipher machine. It is at 80%. We do see that the priestess also has been healed in case she is chased. Will be able to throw down that pallet, but will be eating a hit right after since the hunter just went right through it. We do have a little assist from the priestess portal and was able to transition to an area with two pallets, but she's kind of stuck here in the open now, trying to transition to the next area, but was not able to make it. And the survivors are, let's see, the airplanist has gotten back up and is working on that cipher machine. It is at 88%. It does look like the cipher machines will be primed as a survivor comes for the save. Hunter just has to camp this chair instead, and it is primed at 99%. Narusu already coming, making his way to make the save off onto the Seer. The priestess has created a long portal to where Appai is from the graveyard, so they could have lots of they can move around the map more freely. The forward is just waiting to be hit before getting the save off onto this seer. Hunter is also hoping that the survivors will save and then hit them. She was able to hit the forward, unfortunately, and it looks like they will be transitioning away. We see that the seer is trying to make his way all the way into the graveyard before they pop so that he will have more obstacles to kite in. It looks like the hunter has gotten rid of the priestess portal because that could be very useful to the survivors endgame. It looks like they will finally be popping the cipher machines and the hunter using warp to try to catch the seer, but he's already on the other side of the wall, making his way back into the graveyard. He does not have it out quite yet. He's trying to, he got it out and he was able to eat that hit and transition back into the graveyard, doing a very good job in containing this hunter. Cyber machines, the exit gates are at 70% and they are moving incredibly quickly. She was safe before half and the hunter will be carrying this seer for the second, well, it doesn't matter because that's a 3-man escape.
って出てないんですよ。
出てないですね。
そうなんですよ。なんかそこがまた環境の
暗号機を固めてしまって解読させないという時間を作れるのが非常に強じゃないとダウン取るのなかなか難しそうなので。
It is the FAV Hunter going against the SZ survivors. It will be Wax Artist on Chinatown. He's already making his way towards the red building where the bot is. It doesn't look like he plans on chasing the bot at all, and he's going straight for GNK, who is the mechanic, throwing his wax on her while she's caught out here in the open with like a few obstacles to work with. We do have that little area to vault and this pallet to work with. The vaulting area is almost waxed off completely, but he has able to get 100% wax on the mechanic right away and getting his first hit on the mechanic. Wonderful stun from the Hunter forward, and wow, that is a very long stun. It does look like the survivors intentionally allowed the mechanic to get that 100% wax while the forward was getting ready for that stun. Amazing job that the mechanic was able to get out, but it looks like the Hunter changed targets to the forward and was able to get a hit onto the forward right away, throwing that wax to block off that window, warping right next to the survivor, but he was able to utilize his ball and go towards the other side of the building, but 100% wax, and he will be going down immediately. However, we do have the mechanic working on the cyber machine along with her bots, so this is still looking pretty good for the side of the survivors, but the Hunter has brought the forward all the way to the mechanic bot's chair so the bot can no longer decode the cipher. It does look like he's going to transition further away and decode a different cipher machine. We do have Cat here in the area who is playing the Airplanist, getting ready to come in for a save. And Airplanist does have Tide Turner to work with, but the forward no longer has any football left, so that means the forward will have to raw kite this with without using his items. And it does look like the survivors are going to wait till after half to make this rescue. It does look like they're going to try and buy as much time as possible so that the mechanic and the bot can decode as much before the forward is saved. Forward also has Tide Turner, so that means they've already lost one of their rescuers. So it does look like they are going to save after half. We'll be taking a normal hit and we'll be getting the save onto the forward with Tide Turner forward, trying to get away, but there isn't much obstacles to utilize. We'll be taking that hit and we'll be going down. Hunter is at 100% presence, so it just looks like the forward will be taken back to the chair and the first survivor eliminated will be the forward as he will be returning to the manor. It looks like the mechanic is already moving away from her cipher machine because she does not want the Hunter to teleport to her. It looks like Hunter will be teleporting to Sora's cipher machine. Sora is the antiquarian, is still at full health, so has a lot of things to work with. Will be able to transition away, hasn't eaten a hit quite yet, and is avoiding the wax gun pretty well for now. Is going to use her stick to increase her mobility, and we do see that the survivor airplanist was healed, and he is also at full health, so it does look like he was gonna push the hunter a little further away, but not able to get any stuns quite yet. Only one cipher machine is completed. However, there's a lot of progress on a lot of different cipher machines. Will be eating a normal hit and transitioning away towards the middle area of this map, and the hunter will be following her on foot. She does have on 68. Oh, she's eating a lot of wax here. Is at 92%, just a little more, and oh, he will be going down with that hot wax immediately. Meanwhile, 3 cipher machines have finally been completed. The 4th cipher machine at 80%, and the last cipher machine, we have 2 last cipher machines at 25 and 17%. Hunter will be bringing the survivor to this chair because he does know that GNK's cipher machine is getting a lot of progress. Going to try to throw a wax ball there to block off that cipher machine. We do see Cat is already making his way towards the chair and getting ready to save the survivor. And it doesn't look like the mechanic can decode much. Oh, it does look like she is able to decode now. She does have a little bot left. It is still decoding with the bot, taking the normal hit and getting the save off onto the antiquarian and going towards the GNK cipher machine because it is almost completed and will be completed very soon. So it won't be too much of an issue. Was able to pop that cipher machine, and the hunter is throwing more wax toward the mechanic. The mechanic hasn't been chaired yet. This is her first chair, so they are willing to just let the hunter take that while pushing for that cipher machine. The last cipher machine at 72%, it does look like it will be primed and ready for the save. We do see Soar is still in this area. Hunter is also aware there's a survivor here because he does have tinnitus, so they just need to time this well. Last cipher machine is being worked on. Hunter will be teleporting to that last cipher machine, and Cat has utilized his jetpack to get away from that cipher machine and try not to eat any more wax here. Hunter is throwing wax at this cipher machine. Oh, I mean not at this pallet, and he was able to get that pallet stun onto the wax artist, and Cat is trying to loop this area, trying to stay out of the line of sight so that he won't be able to eat too much wax. Will be going down, however, Sora was able to save the mechanic up onto the chair, and this will be the first time that the airplanist is chaired. However, the last cipher machine is right next to this chair at 83%, so it's going to be very challenging for the survivors to go for the save because the remaining 2 survivors are at half health, so this is not looking too good for the side of the survivors. Mechanic was searching a chest. It looks like she got an elbow pad instead of a syringe, and the survivors are kind of running out of options here. We have the antiquarian, still has a little bit less than half stick to work with, but if she can stun this hunter, and then she will be able to get the rescue even though she is at half injury. We do see both the survivors are making their way towards this chair and trying to get the save and off of trying to save the airplanist. The antiquarian was taking a little longer because she went around a little further route, but she was able to take the hit normally and get the save off onto the airplanist. Airplanist using his jetpack to get away, using the elbow pad and avoiding the hit. Amazing job. Despite the circumstances, Hunter will be chairing the antiquarian for the second time. Survivors are really running out of options at this area. They're trying to start a new cipher machine. Hunter is blocking off 2 cipher machines. They need to get the save onto this antiquarian or they're gonna need to sell, but it's just looking very, very difficult for the side of the survivors. GNK is still sticking around. He does not have tinnitus, but Hunter is starting to move towards GNK. Will be getting tinnitus very soon, so realizing the survivors will not be coming in for the save, and also realizing there is a survivor in this area because he does have tinnitus. Unfortunately, GNK will be running right into Yami, and Yami will be going for this mechanic next. Cat seems to be going for a different cipher machine, or possibly a was able to will be going down right away, and unfortunately the hunter is now changing his target to Cat. He is trying to look for his location, hasn't quite gotten tinnitus yet. He is doing a very good job The airplanist is doing a very good job avoiding the hunter. Airplanist has a perfume to work with. Why is it when you're not at full health you get perfumes or magician sticks, but when you're at full health you get the syringes? I don't know, but it does look like the hunter will be making his way right back to the mechanic. And oh, unfortunately cat does end up getting crows, and so the hunter is aware of his location, and so the hunter can just go for the survivor. However, the mechanic does still have self-heal to work with, so he can still get up, and the hunter will be finally finding this airplanist walking backwards to try to avoid giving the red light and going for this airplanist. Airplanist is trying to make his way back up to the second story, does have that pallet to work with, will be throwing down that pallet immediately, hunter breaking it immediately and trying to loop this area for one last time. Does have the perfume, so use the perfume to delay the hunter from going after him right away, because if the hunter jumps down before the airplanist's perfume is over, he will just perfume back and he'll be on the second floor once again, trying to buy some more time here in this pallet, but unfortunately he will be going down once again. Hunter will be checking and seeing where this dungeon is, and it looks like he plans to just pick up this survivor and chair him since he's aware of where the dungeon is and try to find this survivor. Oh, and no, it does not look like that's what his plan is going to be. Obviously not. He is going to go for the slugging method. He's going to carry this airplanist around and the entire map. Was able to struggle free and pallet stun this hunter, and then he'll know the general location of this survivor, but she hasn't gotten up, so maybe that's why there isn't any. It looks like the hunter is downing this airplane once again. However, he also still has self-heal, but GNK is making her way, crawling on the ground to try and make it as close to that dungeon as possible. We do see the airplanist is also at 35%, and he is going in a different direction. Hunter is still looking for this mechanic, and if mechanic gets up, then he can just, you know, use the slugging method. Hunter's keeping tabs of where this airplanist is. He is dragging this airplanist right back to where they spawn. Nope, he will be going towards the middle. No, he's gonna stay in the middle in the tree area while the airplanist struggles to free himself and is able to struggle once again, and the hunter is going after this airplanist, taking him as far. Oh, we'll be getting the hit right away while trying to get that pallet stun. He is taking this airplanist as far away from dungeon as possible while looking for this mechanic. Mechanic is going to bleed out very soon, so if she bleeds out, she can just he can just chair this airplanist, so it's just a matter of time. It does look like the FAV hunter will be able to get this 4-man elimination.
このまま飛んでしまっても、あとはエンジニア釣られて終わりなので、ここで機械技師は起き上がると思います。そして起き上がるのをミスったらエンジニアが釣られる。It looks like GNK is just going to keep crawling, and we're just. Oh, GNK has finally gotten up. Hunter will now be chairing this survivor. No, still trying to take the survivor to the opposite corner of this map. Will be dropping him down once again, picking him up. It looks like he's going to allow him to struggle free once more, and the hunter is going to down him once again. GNK had to get up, because if GNK does not get up, she will bleed out, and then the airplanist will have no choice to die far away from the dungeon. Yeah, there isn't much more to say right now, so you know, it looks like the hunter is just going to wax this airplanist completely, 100% wax. It does not plan on downing him quite yet. He just keeps opening this chest box and continuously gives him 100% wax. GNK is trying to keep hiding, but if she doesn't touch a cipher machine, she's going to start getting crows. So then the hunter will know exactly where she is. So it's, I don't know what more the survivors could do at this point. It does look like
Oh, it looks like the airplanist was able to get a syringe from that. We'll be taking the airplanist down once again, picking him up. Finally, the crows are on the mechanic, so now the hunter is aware of where this mechanic is. We'll be taking this airplanist and we'll be carrying him all the way in the basement, so that save will be incredibly hard, or he is able to struggle free and not get much distance because he is in the basement. Hunter will be continuously chasing this airplanist once again. We'll be teleporting to where the mechanic is, and the mechanic has finally been found. We'll be using flywheel and avoiding that hit, but she's kind of out here in the open, in the line of sight, getting 100% wax and going down. The will be bleeding out completely. She does not have self-heal anymore. We just have the airplanist is left. Hunter knows exactly where this dungeon is. The cipher machine hasn't been completed, so yeah. Cat will try to heal himself because he does have that syringe. Oh my goodness. So this actually is, there is a possibility for this airplanist to get the dungeon. Hunter is guarding this dungeon heavily, but if he does get 100% wax, uses the hot wax and hits him, he will be able to down Cat immediately, even if Cat is at full health. But if he's close enough to the dungeon, this is actually a slight possibility. Before it was not even a possibility. Now it's actually kind of possible if played right. If he had flywheel, it would have also been more possible, but he does not have flywheel, so he doesn't have any traits actually, because he has self-heal, which he can't utilize. He has borrowed time, which also can't be utilized because the cipher machines aren't gonna be popped anytime soon. And yeah, he's just waiting at the corner of the map. Hunter doesn't want to leave the dungeon area too far because he doesn't want him to sneak towards the back. And he's just gonna have to wait till the survivor gets crows again and then play out that situation. He has used a lot of his syringe, so he won't be getting crows anytime soon, whether the hunter is aware of that or not. But it does look like he will slowly be running into him. Does have tinnitus finally, and it looks like he finally spotted Cat out and will be making his way towards the survivor trying to go through the middle and trying to make it to this next pallet, but wax is building up at 100% and will be going down, and that's a 4-man elimination on the side of FAV Hunter.
本日が
なので、この3ポイント差がついてしまったというこう1人目のダウンが取れる、そして存在感溜まってからのゲート守り。
It is going to be the SC Hunter going against FAV survivors. It is the Nightmare on Chinatown, the first time ever since Nightmare was released that he is being played in a tournament. This is a historical moment. He will be already throwing his crows to one of the cipher machines, and he is also making his way towards Felix, who is the decoder of the group. He is the prisoner. He's going to make his rounds inside of hotel, and the hunter will be following him close behind. We'll be throwing down that pallet so that he can transition into the second floor. Hunter is not going to break that pallet. He's just going to make his way around. Survivor dropping down and making his way back up the stairs where there is another pallet that he can utilize. Hunter will just take this slow walk around and follow this survivor, trying to get his hunt ability to register so that he can jump and attack at the same time. He is unable to get that ability to work out quite yet. He still needs to get more. I think, oh okay, it did work. So he has that ability to jump and attack him at this time. Prisoner doing a very good job avoiding this hunter and looping that area, but that area does have the crumbling. It will crumble and disappear, so he has to transition away. He is going to be kind of out in the open here. Will be taking a hit here and vaulting that window and going towards the entrance, but Hunter using warp and downing him right away. It seemed like this survivor was not going to go down because he was just doing such a good job looping this hunter, but as soon as he was able to get his his hunt ability ready. He just jumped and downed the survivor so quickly. He will be cheering him also in the basement, so suddenly things are starting to look incredibly good for the side of the hunter and incredibly bad for the side of the survivors. We have one cipher machine completed by the postman, we have the second cipher machine completed by the antiquarian, and the third cipher machine at 93%, which will be completed very shortly. We don't see any of the survivors. Oh, it does look like the antiquarian is making her way towards this survivor, and the hunter is throwing more crows in the area and trying to see what survivors that they can get. She has seen Nerusu, so it does look like the hunter will not be paying attention to her in case there is another survivor coming in through the other entrance. She will just be guarding this basement for now. Survivors, we do see the first officer is moving towards the basement, but it looks like he's just feeding tinnitus and not planning to get the save off of this prisoner. The prisoner will be expiring and returning to the manor already. We have 3 cipher machines that have been completed. The second cipher machine at 71% and the 5th cipher machine at 19%. Hunter will be throwing more crows in this area and going to be teleporting to one of the cipher machines. It does look like he will be teleporting to Apai, who is the postman, and postman will be trying and taking this kite. He does have the hunt ability already on the postman, so he can jump and attack him immediately. Postman kind of coming into the middle of the map here, and the hunter is throwing more crows around. Seems like he will be continuously jump hit and getting the damage onto the postman. Postman using will be leaving warping and going straight back to this cipher machine, getting the ability not quite yet onto the first officer. First officer, however, does have a crow, so using his pocket watch may not be as useful, but we'll see how that works out. We'll be throwing another crow. The crow on the first officer also has already left, so he isn't able to quite pinpoint the actual location of the first officer's real body. I don't know how to explain that, but he hasn't left. The fourth cipher machine has been completed, the last cipher machine at 81%, and in order to tie this round, Scar's hunter needs to get a 4-man elimination, finally getting a hit onto the survivor, but it looks like they have 2 cipher machines. They've started a new cipher machine, an additional cipher machine. It's already at 50%. Nerusu is here in this area trying to pressure this cipher machine. Hunter is going to be sending another crow towards somewhere, and he is trying to get his hunt ability back onto this antiquarian. Antiquarian is still at full health, so she can get a hit, and she does have a lot of stick to utilize, and she is in tight corners, most likely be able to wonderful stun onto the hunter, disarming him for a short time while Doctor tries to prime up that cipher machine. However, the last cipher machine is being worked on in another area, and it is at 99%, so the cipher machines are primed. Hunter is going to down Doctor, but the cipher machines are popped, and the survivors are up and running once again. Nerusu going towards one of the exit gates, and the other survivor going towards the other exit gate. Hunter will be sending a crow towards Nerusu's exit gate. Hunter will be following and teleporting to the opposite cipher machine where Apai is. Apai was able to throw that dog onto the hunter, slowing him down a little, and was able to stay alive, but there isn't much options for him. Hunter is trying to use his ability to down him immediately and was able to down the survivor right away. The exit gates are still not open, is at 60%, throwing a crow towards that exit gate, but both survivors are at that exit gate, so if Hunter can somehow down the survivor quickly enough, that's it. But it looks like these cipher machines have been opened. The hunter teleports, and he is not able to down this first officer, and first officer is able to stay alive near the exit gate. Hunter throwing a crow again right back to the chair where Nerusu is. Nerusu is kind of stuck in the middle over here. She does look like she is going to go and make the save. She will have crows, however, because the hunter did throw the crow towards the chair. Hunter downing this postman right away, and Nerusu trying to make it back to the exit gate, but she does have the crow, so Hunter was able to teleport. She did stun the hunter while the Postman is trying to heal up, and she has to be very careful here. Only one pallet to work with, but wonderful pallet still. It looks like he missed. Oh, he got the flywheel. Okay, that makes so much more sense. And the dungeon is also here, but she will be going down. It looks like the hunter has to chair this antiquarian because the dungeon's here. You don't want to give a free escape to one of the survivors. The opposite exit gate is being opened up. It is looking like a two-man escape. It's almost open at 99%, and it is open. Hunter has thrown another crow to the survivor, but two survivors have escaped. And that is the win for FAV because
はい。おお。はい、後にあるということなので。いいですね。はい。誰がファブゲーミングとなりました。おめでとうございます。おめでとうございます。
いや、ここは相手にね、高いハードルを叩きつけるような5ポイントです。チャンネルです。ビンターチームが AWG。さあ、フラバルーが連続してここは登場してまいります。そうですね。
It is the AWG Hunter going against FL survivors. It will be Hullabaloo on Arms Factory spawning in Shack. It does look like he has seen the blood trails of one of the survivors, Young, and Young is the Enchantress. Enchantress does not have a stun in the beginning of this game, so it could be dangerous. It could be a good chase, but she is doing a very good job avoiding any of the these balls. Hunter will be changing targets and will be leaving the Enchantress and going towards middle, where he will be running into the psychologist. Psychologist can take up to 3 hits, so it might be a little challenging for this hunter. He does put peepers down, and that definitely slows down the movements of the survivor. Was able to get the black ball and the red ball onto the survivor, and getting the white ball on her way to the factory. She will be able to throw down this pallet and transition away. Hunter throwing down another peeper in this area, making it hard for survivors to loop and consistently reuse areas. Hunter will be putting a wonderful another hit. Oh my gosh, all these clones are just doing such an amazing job. Great placement. She's trying to make her way to the pallet and is unable to do so. It looks like the hunter has predicted exactly where the survivor will go and has placed perfect clones in front of her to get the balls landing onto her. This is an incredibly fast down. You can see because the stress on the psychologist has not gone down. However, after she is saved, even if not with Tide Turner, that stress can actually allow her to eat up another hit. So there is a possibility for her to rebound, since she can take a hit right off of chair. We do see the puppeteer has already come in here for the save. We'll be taking a hit here and getting the save with Tide Turner, but the hunter is still on the puppeteer, and puppeteer will be going down. Hasn't landed any balls onto this. Oh my goodness, she has started to land balls onto this. Oh my gosh, what's her name? Psychologist was able to jump over all these obstacles and continuously harass the survivor, and looks like she's gonna be eating another hit very soon. However, she outlasted Tide Turner, and her stress ability effect has allowed her to eat another hit, but she's kind of cornered in this. Oh my goodness, under this wall. She is avoiding the red ball with her wife, and unfortunately she will be caught in here. Wonderful job with this clone placement. She was kind of just stuck in the wall there, so she wasn't able to really leave, and that was kind of challenging for the side of the psychologist. One cipher machine has been completed, the second cipher machine at 91, third cipher machine at 77, and the fourth cipher machine at 23%, the fifth cipher machine at 21, and an extra cipher machine at 10%. We do see the fire investigator is already making his way towards the chair, utilizing his bomb to dash right next to the chair and get the save. The fire investigator will be getting damaged, and the psychologist will be able to use the bomb to transition into the area with pallets. Hunter is throwing down another peeper over there. We'll be jumping over the obstacles and will be landing a black ball onto the psychologist. Psychologist will be vaulting that area. She was getting a red ball, a white ball. She has to avoid getting a white ball, but she's in the corner here, and she unfortunately gets hit with the white ball, and she goes down for the third and final time. Wow, the Hullabaloo is just amazing. You think that it won't be very good because you have to hit the survivor with 3 balls, but no obstacles really get in the way because they can just jump over most of the obstacles, and that is like one of the reasons that Hullabaloo just does such a good job. And it's so hard to kite in circles or like loop, because he can just either jump over the circles, or not circles, obstacles, or he can just set up a clone where he thinks you will most likely go, which will be pallets, windows. It looks like he will be chasing this next survivor. It will be Sasori, who is the puppeteer. Puppeteer can use his ability to eat a hit, but since the balls still have like cooldown where they will still stay on you after he uses his puppeteer ability, so that means he can just wait out his ability and then hit him with the ball, or use other different tricks. He is changing targets once again, and he looks like he's going towards, we'll be cleaning up these fire investigator balls so that survivors can't dash off of them, and it doesn't look like he was able to see a survivor. However, 3 cipher machines have been completed, the 4th cipher machine at 90% and the 5th cipher machine at 59%. 2 additional ciphers have also been worked on, since the hunter is just moving around this map quite well with his jumps. It looks like he is going towards 520, and it does look like he will be chasing the fire investigator for now. Fire investigator is at half health, so he has to be careful not to get hit. Oh, was able to avoid that with the ball, but he was still able to land the black ball onto the fire investigator. He has to be very careful here to stay alive in between this clone and the main body. Was able to get another red ball onto this fire investigator. Fire investigator just doing a very good job and leaving this area and going towards the window. Was able to utilize his ball once again. Hunter going backwards and setting up a clone next to this window. He was able to vault and avoid this, but he was unfortunately caught in between the ball and the hunter, and he will be going down for the first time. Oh my goodness, cipher machines were popped. Warp here and going right immediately to Young, while the opposite exit gate is being opened up. It is still the first chair for the fire investigator, but it looks like he was able to land the black and white ball into the enchantress. Will be throwing down that pallet and is able to avoid. It looks like she'll be getting a red ball. Hunter warping back and making sure and camping this chair to ensure that there isn't a rescue on the survivor. Puppeteer has opened up his gate. Young just needs to make her way all the way to the opposite side of the map. Meanwhile, the hunter will be trying to get there before her. Looks like she will be caught in the middle, but Hunter is going in the wrong direction. She is a little ahead of him now because he is scouting and went the wrong way and is unable to find the survivor. So that looks like a 2-man escape on the side of FL.
結構ダブルサプライズで端っこにやっぱり行っていくサバイバーって多い中、面白かったですね。はい。さあここポイント表が出てますね。
びっくり 100%。はい。
フラバル途中でも赤色とかっていう付与はできるんですよね。できたラウンド1は2対2の引き分けでした。
FL Hunter going against AWG survivors. It will be Hullabaloo once again on Arms Factory. It looks like he has spawned in the shack area and is making his way towards Nameko, who is the gardener. She does have that protective bubble in the beginning of the game, so not the most ideal chase. Usually what a lot of hunters seem to do is they leave and then they come back to the gardener after that initial barrier ends, but it looks like he'll be visiting the middle but also going right back to Nameko, who was working on that cipher machine. It does look like the hunter is going to commit on the survivor, and he is able to get the red ball and the black ball right away. Nameko just waiting at this window and will be vaulting and trying to get a little more distance away from this hunter. Hunter will just be going around that window. Hunter will be breaking this pallet right away. Nameko's bubble has also run out, so the hunter just needs to get that white ball on her and she will be able to get the first damage on her flywheel and avoiding that hit. And so he was able to get away for now, not able to get that white ball on her quite yet, but will be able to get that white ball now. As she was waiting around at that pallet, she was bombed. So this is the one great advantages of having the Hullabaloo as a hunter. You can still get people when they're hiding behind pallets. We'll be getting all of them with them. Oh my goodness, amazing down onto the survivor. Look at Cypher Machine, it is at 80%, 68%, and 64%. We already see AEZ, who is the Gravekeeper, already in his shovel form, making his way closer to the survivor. He is trying to avoid any damage quite early on into this game. He wants to be able to make it to the chair. And the hunter is throwing bombs towards him and was able to land the red bomb, the white bomb, and he was able to land damage onto the Gravekeeper. Now he just needs to down this Gardener once again. Oh, red ball, black ball. She has to be careful for this white ball, but she was able to use her shield to avoid getting that white ball, but he just jumped over that the window and was not able to do much here. She is doing a very amazing job avoiding these areas. Hunter jumping right next to her and is throwing these balls, but she's doing a very good job, and she was able to avoid each ball. Oh my goodness, and she was able to take down this survivor at the last minute. She was doing an amazing job avoiding the areas on this, the different color areas of this hunter. 3 Cypher machines have been completed, the 4th Cypher machine at 34% and the 5th Cypher machine at 8%. Baruto already making his way towards this chair and getting ready for this save, trying to hide behind this tree. It is the acrobat, so it is his human form, and you know, it's just me versus me. And he was able to get the save off onto the Gardener with Ty Turner Gardener, and also avoiding the double down. So very good job on the side of this acrobat, but he also does have that ability to, oh, she will be going down here, but she does have Ty Turner, so she is trying to bring the hunter as far away from all the survivors and not executes, Cypher machines, and she will be going down for the 3rd and final time. We do have wanted order on the coordinator, but she's the one survivor that is at full health, so not the most ideal chase. We also do have the stun gun that he has to watch out for, but the hunter is carrying excitement, so she shouldn't be too cautious of this survivor. She only has 1 stun gun. She can just use her ability using the stun gun right away and using excitement and completely negating that stun, and is throwing these bombs. She just needs to avoid getting the black bomb, but unfortunately while she was throwing down that, oh, she was able to she was able to avoid a flywheel, but was not able to get it and will be going down. The 4th Cypher machine will be completed very soon, and the last Cypher machine at 54%. It does look like there is a survivor coming in for the save, but they can't be caught out too early, because since they're all at half damage, if they die too far away from the chair, that is very dangerous, and there's a very high possibility that they will be going down. It does look like he's using the clones to kind of pinpoint the location of the survivors. We do see that Gravekeeper is hiding around this area. Hunter hasn't quite been able to pinpoint his exact location, but it does look like he is able to see the Gravekeeper this time. He is trying to make his way to the window. Baruto is trying to go to the chair while the Cypher machines have been popped. He was able to go into his shovel form. He is trying to make his way towards the survivor that is chaired. Right. And he's, oh my goodness, he made it all the way to the chair. If he just lands a white bomb, he will be going down, but he was able to make it to the chair. Hunter is changing his angles and was able to damage the survivor, but he was able to get that save. Hunter spamming the bombs, so trying to get the survivor down. Hunter changing targets and trying to get the bombs onto the Gravekeeper. Gravekeeper is out of his shovel, and he's just trying to stay alive. Will be going down to the clone or the main body, whichever one. Anyways, he will be, looks like he won't be looking for the other survivors quite yet. One of the exit gates have already been opened by the acrobat. Acrobat has a very slow exit gate opening debuff, so he has to always be very careful, but he was able to last long enough. Hunter is chasing this survivor out of this gate. He will be leaving, and meanwhile Kaoru is opening the other exit gate. Hunter changing trades and teleporting to the exit gate, and he makes the, oh my goodness, he has found Kaoru, and it looks like he is kind of trapped here. It's looking like a 3-man elimination here. Oh, Terror Shock and downing this survivor.
いやー、覇者のフラバル
したらそれでもうカゴ張れなくなるわけですし、スキルを
なんか神々しく見えますよね。まあ先ほども IB 戦はありましたが、イース陣でない。
It is the FL Hunter going against AWG survivors. It will be Ivy on Ever Sleeping Town, and the Hunter is already sending her ghost out towards one of the survivors, infecting the Seer immediately and teleporting to him, wasting no time at all. He will be making his way towards the second story, throwing down that pallet. The ghost is continuously chasing the survivor while the main body breaks that pallet, and the Hunter is slowly closing the distance. The Seer will be dropping down and trying to transition away from the hotel, trying to get more scare onto the survivor. Corruption is at 60%, and she will also be dropping that pallet and vaulting over Terra. Oh my goodness, what happened? Okay, that was a very incredibly fast down for the side of the Ivy, looking very good. Cypher Machines at 60, 61, and 39%, sending her ghost to deter the Cypher Machine progress in other survivors, infecting other survivors, and slowing down that decoding progress. AEZ is already making his way towards the chair. He is the mercenary. Hunter will be immediately infecting the mercenary. Mercenary taking a normal hit and getting the save off and saving the Seer with Tide Turner. And it doesn't look like there will be a double down situation since he left the area very early, and the Seer has also gone in the opposite direction back towards hotel. Hunter will be infecting the Seer once again. Seer trying to stay alive, but you're gonna get 100% corruption if you don't stay there. Well, use the Seer Owl to negate the 100% corruption, and was able to, oh my goodness, tried to stun the Hunter, but he was on the wrong side of the pallet and is unfortunately just going down again for the second time. 2 Cypher Machines have been completed, the 3rd Cypher Machine at 49% and the 4th Cypher Machine at 10%. Hunter is sending the ghost towards the Barmaid Cypher Machine. The Barmaid is not paying attention to the corruption at all. It doesn't seem like she minds being infected or accumulating corruption. She will just be taking that, and the survivor coming in for the save once again will be getting the save off onto the Seer, but there's not much options. He didn't body block for the Seer, so it looks like the Seer will just be going down, and the survivors were just trying to buy more time. However, the mercenary has been killed by one of the survivors, so he was still at full health. So yes, a survivor is already returned to the manor. Only 3 Cypher Machines have been completed, and Ivy has a lot of Cypher pressure, map pressure ability, so this may be a little difficult for the side of the survivors, but they are all at full health, so this is definitely manageable as long as one of the survivors can just occupy the Hunter's attention for long enough. It does look like the Hunter will be blinking and hitting the Barmaid right away. Barmaid does still have a drink to work with, and 100% corruption, and downing her right away. This Ivy is just doing such an amazing job downing these survivors very rapidly. Looks like it will be the first chair for this Barmaid, and the survivors are still at quite a distance. We do see Namiko is nearby, and she is opening up a chest, and the Hunter is sending the ghost to the mercenary Cypher Machine and has infected him. I'm going to recall the ghost and prepare for the to stuff the rescue if possible. We do see the Antiquary is finally making her way towards the chair. Will be eating a normal hit and will be getting the save before half. She does not have Tide Turner, so she will have to try and stay alive. Will be infecting her and teleporting to her 99% corruption, but she can't look back at this Hunter because it's dangerous, but fortunately kind of caught on here. No pallets, no windows to work with. She will be going down for the second time. Hunter has found Namiko once again, will be infecting her, and Oh, teleporting to her, so it looks like she's just decided to change targets for a very short while, just the ghost. And it looks like she will be bringing the barmaid back onto the chair. It is her second chair, but she was saved before half, so she will still have some more time on the chair. The fourth cipher machine is moving very slowly at 88%, the last cipher machine at 43%. Will the mercenary be coming in for the savior? The hunter has infected the mercenary. Mercenary was able to complete a cipher machine, so he can slowly start making his way towards this chair, and the hunter is sending her ghost towards Nameko and trying to delay this cipher progress. Ooh, wonderful stun on the side of the antiquarian. She is still decoding, but she has 100% corruption, but the disarm was still in place so that she was not able to get a hit onto the server. Oh, terror shock onto that window. However, the save onto the barmaid was done by the mercenary, and they were able to save her before she expired. However, she won't be able to save or do much because she will be returning to the manor if she's caught, so she does not want to be found by this hunter. The hunter is looking for this barmaid with her ghost, while the main body is staying near the antiquarian, but she did get a backdoor save. The mercenary was able to get a backdoor save and get the antiquarian off of the chair. The ghost is looking for this barmaid because if she does get down, she will be returning to the manor, and that's already a 2-man elimination. That's pretty good, seeing that the cipher machines aren't even primed. So definitely one of the blinking, downing her right away. Amazing utilization of these blinks. These blinks were used at very crucial moments to down survivors incredibly fast, and this will be the last and final time for this barmaid, making it even more extremely hard for these survivors. How are they going to open up the exit gates with 2 survivors in this map when there is an IV that has detention endgame and can teleport back and forth? The cipher machines have been propped, and the IV is just setting up her ghost on one of the exit gates while the main body is going to the other. The ghost is going to be running into AEZ, and the main body is towards Nameko, so she already has tabs on the whereabouts of both survivors. AEZ is standing at quite a distance because he doesn't want to give that. Oh, we'll be teleporting to him right away, using his elbow pad to get more distance and get away from this hunter. The ghost is going right back to this exit gate, and the main body is following the mercenary and kind of taking a turn, and it looks like she wants to also make sure that this other exit gate is not being open, so she is just camping both exit gates. We could have survivors wait till detention is out like they did previously, but they have to be careful not to get any crows and not to go down to this detention hit. The main body is chasing AEZ, and the ghost is chasing after the antiquarian. I have to sneeze. And it doesn't look like there is much happening yet. She hasn't quite decided what she wants to do. She recalled the ghost to AEZ, so it does look like she is going to be committing to this mercenary. Was infecting the mercenary and teleporting to him right away, but he was at a different elevation, so it doesn't look like he was able to get much corruption onto this survivor. The ghost is now going to Nameko, as Nameko is opening up that exit gate at 51%. And it is getting a lot of progress, but the ghost was able to arrive and infect Nameko in time. Hunter is still waiting around for the mercenary, and it does look like she isn't going to teleport right yet. Walking backwards and trying to fool the survivor. Will be finally teleporting to Nameko because she is nearby this exit gate. She will be entering the hotel and trying to prolong this kite, while the mercenary is going towards, I believe, the hotel exit gate. Hunter is losing track of this survivor, or choosing to leave the survivor and continuously guarding this gate, but detention is over, so now the survivors can get hits and not go down immediately, so they just need to buy enough time. This exit gate is almost open at 58%, so it does look like the survivors plan on pushing this exit gate. Hunter also aware of this plan strategy. She is staying by this exit gate. She does not want to give any more progress to this exit gate. Hunter is going to be teleporting near the mercenary. Was able to blink hit and injury onto this mercenary. He is going to open up that exit gate. Gonna get another hit onto the mercenary. He will be going down soon, taking him down completely. And the exit gate is almost being opened. Survivors are just tanking all these hits. Nameko not leaving the exit gate right away. Hunter will have to pick up the mercenary because he doesn't want the mercenary to crawl out. Nameko gonna use this opportunity to go through the exit gate. Does look like that is what she plans to do. The main body just has to leave and try to secure this 3-man elimination, and Nameko will be able to escape.
こう追い詰められていた中でしっかり4釣りではなくて1人で結構硬いですね。
もう相当ホテル2階で患者の鍵詰めチェイス
ができます。はい。
AWG Hunter going against FL survivors. It will be opera singer on Chinatown, already making her way towards Young, who is the patient. Young has already realized this and has already made his way to the second floor, already throwing down that pallet. Hunter has to break this pallet in order to chase a survivor. He will be using his hook and going to the outside of the hotel. Hunter will be following him right behind. Does see the blood trails, but doesn't look like she was able to predict the direction in which he would go, and she wasn't able to run into him. Has lost sight of him for quite some time, but there isn't much places for him to go. He will utilize his second hook and make his way to the second floor once again, making his rounds around the hotel and bridge. Hunter will just be following him straight down these stairs. He has also thrown down that pallet, and the hunter does not choose to break that pallet and is going to go around the other way. But she goes back to her remnant, sees that he has used his last hook to leave the hotel and go to the other side. Will be throwing down that pallet, and he doesn't have any hooks left to work with, so transitioning will be very hard here. Oh, we have some support from the coordinator, and she did stun the hunter using her gun. However, both survivors now have no items to work with. Hunter is changing targets, and she is suddenly going for this coordinator. Coordinator is not in the best position here. She does have one pallet to work with. Believe she misses, and she's unable to hit this coordinator, but she will be able to hit her as she tries to transition further away. And she will be back in her shadow form and going after this coordinator. Coordinator does have 2 pallets here to work with, and the hunter is leaving remnants in that area, so if the coordinator does choose to go to that pallet, oh, returning to that remnant, but misses another swing, and misses another swing yet again, but she is running into the hunter by vaulting that pallet. So the thing about the opera singer Sangria is she's incredibly fast, so even if she does misses a few swings, you can see how quickly she can recover from that. And so you have to be very careful when you're going against this hunter. The hunter will be breaking the fire investigator's ball so that survivors cannot dash away and be returning to the chair, making sure that there are no backdoor rescues. MiraiK is in the area. He is the wildling. It does look like he will be coming in for the save here, getting an early hit on the board, but she can still absorb one more hit. Will be getting off the board, getting ready and getting the normal hit and getting the save onto the coordinator before half with Ty Turner. And unfortunately she isn't able to make it to this pallet, so she will be leaving. Hunter has changed her trait to teleport, and she plans to just pick up this coordinator as soon as Ty Turner runs out. Coordinator is going towards the area where the cipher machines have already been popped, and this will be her second time on the chair. 3 cipher machines have been completed, the 4th cipher machine at 79% and the last cipher machine at 25%. So this is looking very good for the side of the survivors. There is a lot of progress. Hunter is making she's making her way towards the second story where 520 is currently at. Through another ball, will be eating a normal hit and getting the save off onto the coordinator. Hunter will be continuously chasing this coordinator because this will be her last chair, and she doesn't have enough distance to make it to a pallet or window. So there isn't much options for this coordinator, and she will be going down and chaired here by the stairs. The survivors are trying to prime up the last cipher machine, but they are all not touching the cipher machine at this time, and it is stuck at 45%. 2 survivors are injured, and there's 1 survivor at full health, so survivors may be trying to utilize this time to heal, but the hunter is already on their scent, has found them in this corner of this map. Thankfully, the wildling does have that boar to utilize, and Young is still at full health. However, the Cypher progress is not moving at this time. So survivors took all this time to go to the corner of the map to heal, but they were found immediately. Young will be taking a hit here. We have 3 survivors left, all at half health. So this is starting to look a little better for the side of the hunter. And it does look like a new cipher is being started by the fire investigator. Hunter is continuously going after Young. Young does not have any items left to utilize. It just have to be raw kiting skill throwing down these pallets, but unable to throw down that pallet, and will be going down for the first time. The last cipher machines, one at 55, one at 42, and it does look like they are going to continuously work on the cipher machine the furthest away from the hunter. The wildling is already on his board, getting ready to go for that save once that cipher machine is primed. Hunter is looking around, making sure that tinnitus isn't being triggered, and it doesn't look like she's gonna be staying by the chair, but she does have lots of remnants in that area, so she can choose to move right back, which she will be doing, and be continuously camping this chair. Wildling is off his board, but he is trying to hide in the middle of the map and trying to get that save. These cipher machines are almost primed, so he does need to start making his way towards this chair, and the cipher machines are now primed. Hunter is just waiting for a survivor to come for the save. Wildling has his board cooldown has finished, so he's back on his board, so he's able to make it right to the chair and get the save. As the cipher machine pops, we'll be taking a normal hit going down. Cipher machines pop, and he will be able to get that save. Young trying to stay alive with this one pallet, but wasn't able to get that hit quite yet. Able to transition to the next pallet, but does he have enough distance? No, he will be going down while trying to throw down that pallet. The hunter does have teleport. She will be teleporting to the gate, but the survivors have left the gate. The fire investigator did utilize his ball to get away from the gate fast enough so he doesn't give an early down to this hunter in front of the exit gate, so then that would really ruin the success rate of the survivors. He is able to make it all the way outside of hotel, but similarly to the patient, he will be going down while trying to throw down that pallet. The exit gate is at 54% and it hasn't been moving. However, Young has been able to get back up, and the fire investigator is chaired for the first time. MiraiK is opening up that exit gate. It is opening very fast, around 77-80%. The hunter is getting so close. In order for the AWG hunter to tie this situation, she needs to eliminate 3 people. Already one person has been eliminated. FL just needs to get a 2-man escape, and then they can win round 2. So the hunter really needs to get one more survivor down, and then they'll be able to tie this second round. So it's just a matter of, will he be able to locate Young, and if he does not, this round will be going to the FL survivors. FL team. Doesn't look like the hunter is able to find Young, but tinnitus has been triggered. The dungeon is in this area, so she is aware that she needs to just block this survivor from going to the dungeon. Hunter is leaving a lot of remnants in this area. There's quite a lot of distance between Young and this dungeon. Young isn't able to do much at this point. The dungeon has been opened. Crows have landed on Young because he is the last survivor remaining, and he hasn't been able to. Getting a terror shock, and AWG is able to secure their 3-man elimination.
めちゃめちゃいい作戦でした。状況にはありますね。
そうですね、今下にこう出てるように9対7。まあただここはボンボンをピックして、
なんで足跡が残らないんだっていつも言いながら僕追ってますもん。
It is the AWG hunter going against FL survivors. It is going to be BonBon on Ever Sleeping Town, already making his way towards Corner House where Sasori is. Sasori is the gotta be careful there, almost got hit by a trap. Sasori is the post now. Hunter has seen the blood trails on the ground leading up to the second floor, so he will be following right by. It looks like he dropped off to the side where he can utilize this pallet here, and Hunter has followed him right behind behind, followed him closely. We'll be breaking that pallet as he loots this area once again. Hunter will be forced to just follow him around, making the rounds. And it looks like he is at his window and he will be dropping down. Hunter will be actually dropping down through the window vault. Will be throwing the dog onto the Hunter, but was able to dodge that and throw down a few bombs. So did eat one bomb, so he just needs to get a few more. Ooh, we have a warp here coming in, closing the distance right away, throwing down another bomb. Only one pallet to work with. He was able to eat another bomb. He will have to be careful not to go down to a hit here. Will be going down right away, throwing the dog, but not able to get it again. Eating another bomb at 75%. Remote control bomb. He has to be very careful. He doesn't have much options left here. He was not able to get that fall without getting hit and getting that terror shock. The basement is in this area, so he has to be very careful, but the Hunter does not choose to take him all the way to the basement and just carries him right away. Cypher machines. 2 cypher machines will be completed incredibly soon, while the 3rd cypher machine is at 72%. Yuto is in the area. He is the mercenary, so he'll most likely be coming for the save, or they will just be feeding tinnitus and letting this survivor return to the manor, which happens quite often because it can be very challenging to save against a BonBon, especially if he has a lot of bombs. So survivors might not take that chance, and this BonBon also is already at full presence. He did have insolence, so the survivors are being very cautious. They're not going to go for the save unless maybe the cypher machines are primed. Hunter is continuously placing bombs on the mercenary cypher machine, so it is kind of challenging for the mercenary to keep working on that. However, it does look like the survivors do not plan on saving. Yuto keeps making his way closer and further, closer and further. It may be coming in for the save, but there isn't much time left on the chair, so it doesn't look like he will be coming in for the save, and they will allow this postman to just return to the manor. 2 cypher machines have been completed, the 3rd cypher machine at 86, the 4th cypher machine at 58, and the last cypher machine at 10%. Hunter is looking for another survivor to go after. It does look like Young will be the next target. He is the entomologist. He's already using his bees for faster movement speed, using that warp to try and find him in the corner of this house, but he was able to avoid getting hit, but to get that one bomb, he'll get that second bomb with great precision with these bombs. She has to take this ball, getting the remote bomb and getting her at 75% damage. She's trying to move out of this area because her cypher machine is here. They are starting an additional last cypher machine as Young tries to transition away into the 2nd story of this middle part of the map, using her bees to slow down the Hunter while he tries to go up the stairs and recalling the bees to try and go. Oh my goodness, will be going down here and unable to do much with her bees. She did cancel her bees in the end so that the Hunter won't get rid of her bees and she could still have a rebound kiting possibility. The 4th cypher machine at 80% and the last cypher machine at 52%. It is once again on the mercenary cypher machine. The survivor is chaired once again in the mercenary cypher machine, not allowing him to decode in peace. It looks like the Hunter is throwing a lot of bombs his way, and he is trying to make his way a little closer, but it looks like he's going to wait till that 4th cypher machine is done. Getting a save, but the entomologist has gotten a hit right away, so the Hunter will be chasing the mercenary since the entomologist will be going down regardless, and the Hunter does not want to make sure, the Hunter does not want the survivors to prime up that last cypher machine, and the Hunter will be going back to the middle dancing geisha cypher machine, and it looks like Hunter has changed his targets to 520 instead. Young is still hiding and making sure that the Hunter cannot find her. Young has only a little bit of bees left. Oh, Young, she was able to hide while she had Tide Turner and escape the Hunter. We had the help of the 520 survivor, who is the acrobat, to confuse the Hunter and put different blood trails, and that confused the Hunter, and the Hunter lost track of the entomologist. Entomologist was able to heal and get back up, but the Hunter is now chasing the mercenary, and mercenary will have to take this hit, and he is at 75% damage. They just need to prime up this last cipher. He just needs to last a little longer. It's at 61%. He will be eating the hit, and he will be going down right away, and the hunter will be bringing him to the chair. The last cipher machine will be primed by the time a survivor does come for the save. The hunter just needs to either make up his mind, be able to stop this rescue, but it already looks like 520 is ready to come in for this rescue. He does have a lot of balls to also work with, so he will be going around. Cipher machines are primed, and this is the end game with 3 survivors available. Hunter spamming a lot of bombs trying to get more damage into this survivor. Gave a terror shot, and he was able to get the save off onto the mercenary with tight turtle, so they are able to go in separate directions, and the hunter is still going after this mercenary. Mercenary getting 75% damage and 100% damage, but it looks like the cipher machines also have been popped, and mercenary plans on dying far away in this fake gate area of the map while the exit gates are being opened. It is at 65%. It does look like these exit gates will be open in time. Both survivors at the exit gate, it does look like 520 has reached the exit gate, and that is a 2-survivor escape on the side of FL.
めちゃくちゃ惜しかったです。
フェンネルさん、そうですね、3ポイントを取ればというところです。出しやすい子たちは多いでしょうね。
もちろんベインなんかもね候補に上がりますし、と火災は嫌ですよね、もちろん。フ
ェンネルですね。
はい。
はい。3逃げをすることで、
It is the FL Hunter going against AWG survivors. It will be Anne on Ever Sleeping Town. It does look like she's making her way towards Namiko, and she's already sending her cats that way. She's jumping in order to close the distance between her and the survivor. It does look like he will be the first chase. Namiko is the prospector, and he can be useful, but as long as he doesn't get stunned by the cats, because the cats can always stun the survivor or just cancel out his ability. He has to be very careful. She will be jumping right close to him, but was able to get a magnet and push her far away and avoid getting any damage. He will be throwing down this pallet and throwing down this next pallet. The hunter will have to break this pallet in order to try to close the distance as he transitions to the next pallet. Cats have been thrown, and the hunter is closing in the distance. And only one pallet left here, throwing down another pallet. Stunned, he pushed the hunter away, closed the distance. Hunter closing the distance once again with more counter moves and counter moves. Will be leaving the graveyard, taking that window vault. Hunter will be sending the cats in the survivor's direction, and the cats, he was able to avoid the cats and make it to the pallets. He will be throwing down that pallet and will be trying to stay alive a little longer with these 2 pallets. Hunter will unfortunately have to break that pallet in order to catch up to the survivor. He does not have any more magnets to work with. Flying wheel, and he was able to make it to the next pallet. Hunter was able to get the cats on him at this time. Will be stunning him and downing him right away. However, cipher machines are looking incredibly good. We have 2 cipher machines that will be completed very shortly, and the 3rd cipher machine is already at 85%. It does look like Baruto is in this area. It is the aeroplanist. He can use the jetpacks in order to try and avoid these cats. He will be going back to that cipher machine, and AZ will be coming in for the save. He will be using his watch right away. Hunter is swinging but hasn't been able to quite hit the survivor yet. He is able to make his way towards the chair, take a hit, and get the save off with tight turner before half. And the hunter is back on Namiko right away. Was able to throw down that pallet, but is stunned, and he stays stunned. And it looks like he will be staying in this area and not moving much. He does have one. Oh, we'll be eating another hit here and getting full presence. He does have 1 magnet left to work with, and he is dying right in front of the tram. We see this happening a lot for the survivors, but the hunter, he wasn't able to completely cover his body in the correct area, so Hunter was able to pick him up and didn't have to wait for the tram to leave. But we do see survivors doing this a lot. They die right where the tram stops, and therefore it buys more times for the survivors. Hunter will be bringing the prospector to the cipher where the airplanist is working with. He has flywheel also, so he was able to avoid any more hits. We have the first officer here coming for the save. Unfortunately, the cats have landed into the... Oh, Hunter was able to hit the first officer. The first officer does have that little extended time from his ability so that he doesn't go down right away. Was able to use the magnet and push the Hunter further away, but isn't able to stun her at all. Will be trying to stay alive, and he's going back near the walls. Cats latch back onto the Hunter, trying to go away, but bringing the Hunter closer to himself, getting the hit, and will be going down. That is 4 cipher machines have been completed. The last cipher machine at 44, the last chair for this prospector. So if the AWG survivors want to keep going, the least they can get is they have to get more than a 3-man escape. So anything less than a 3-man escape, FL will win. So now survivors have to find a way for all 3 survivors to escape. And being a very good TIE hunter, it's not gonna be very easy. And since he's already eliminated the first person, it is going to look like he will be taking the first officer down first. And we'll be cheering him here inside of the graveyard while the survivors try to finish this last cipher machine, or prime this last cipher machine, and come for the save. The remaining 2 survivors are still at full health, so it is possible if the survivors can coordinate well enough and utilize the dungeon escape. Baroto is already making his way towards the chair. He has 2 jetpacks and the upward propel to utilize the cipher machines are prime. Will be getting the save and trying to body block for this first officer. Baroto will be taking the hit and not quite yet finishing the cipher machines. Trying to, it looks like he's trying to block the Hunter, but was stunned and was not able to get onto the stop block the Hunter. Hunter is going to be riding the tram with AEZ, and they will just be enjoying their ride together. Baroto is making his way towards the exit gate, and we'll just have to see how well AEZ survives this last part, endgame part of the match. The dungeon is in this area, so if he can just stay alive, wait till the exit gates open up, it could be possible. He will be trying to play a little bit of mind games here, but dying as throwing down that pallet, and the cipher machines will be popped. The exit gates are being worked on. Baroto is in that exit gate. AEZ is trying to make his way towards that area. Hunter is able to get the cat on AEZ. He is able to make that stun, but he was able to make that vault, but he was stunned, and so he will not be able to do much here. And it looks like the Hunter will be carrying him in the middle of the map, away from the exit gates. And the exit gates is open, and there are 2 survivors at the exit gate, and it's looking like a 2-man escape. And that means FL will be the winner of this matchup.
でラウンド3はもちろんもうオペラアイビーも使えなくなってと、で、2で巻き返すんで、
そうなんですよ。
そうでそこまでのポイント差で、
おめでとうございます。いいですね、ここにフラバル
が
構えてました。
おや、出ましたね。
出ました。お待たせしました。